Hi, welcome back to the channel. In this video, Imran Sadiq, CEO of Squadron, breaks down what you're doing wrong on social media and how to fix it.
So here's what I did. This is how people contact me. It's all about posting. And I know you're going to sit there and say, well, isn't that obvious? If I'm going to use LinkedIn, I've got to do posts. It's about what you post.
Now, this talk is actually from our 2023 Web Agency Summit, the largest virtual event in the agency space. I'm going to link similar talks in the description, but for now, let's get into the content.
So what's the secret sauce for people to contact me first? What am I doing? And I'm not kidding you here, okay? People who I've never spoken to before, they're sending me a DM. I got a DM from someone and they were like, I like what you're doing and I want to get a website built. My first reply to them was, that's great. What's your budget? So I don't hold back because I don't want to entertain a 4 or 5 like back and forth conversation if it's not really going anywhere. Because you kind of have to seek out those people that aren't really serious about having a website as well. I only want to work with people that are going to basically pay for my time. So I asked him what his budget was and he came back with $1,000 and I went back to him going, well, based on what you want, you're gonna have to pay for $2,000. And their next reply was, okay. I've literally doubled their budget in the space of a couple of DMs, but they were happy to do that based on the fact of what they saw about me. They gained trust from me. So here's what I did. This is how people contact me. It's all about posting. And I know you're gonna sit there and say, well, isn't that obvious? If I'm gonna use LinkedIn, I've got to do posts. It's about what you post. Very commonly, I am seeing people do LinkedIn posts where they kind of go, 20 years ago, I had nothing. I couldn't even feed myself. I was scraping food off the floor. Then I graduated and I've got a job and I'm now earning £1 million a year. Who cares? Those kind of posts get a lot of likes. They get a lot of like comments going, oh, well done. You know, we're so happy for you. But those comments aren't going to be from businesses. Businesses do not care about that. What you need to be doing is posting stuff that's going to gain their interest. And I've given you a few examples there where you might have done a video. Share it. Maybe you've created a carousel with some tips about what they can do. Share that. Share some insight. So here's what you need to do. Okay, this is how you're going to get people coming to you. And this is not fake. This is real and this does work. There are people out there who have taken on this advice and they are getting clients. What you've got to do is be clear on why your agency rocks. What I mean about that is sharing what you're good at. Don't tell me in every post that you're a web designer because underneath your name, it will probably already say that. So I get it. You're a web designer. You got an agency. You design things. I get that. Tell me what you're good at. Tell me about a client who came to you and they had a really bad looking website and you did a makeover of it. Show me an image of the before and after. Maybe even show me an image of a wireframe scribbled out on a bit of paper. Oh, we think the hero banner will be here and we'll have the services over there, and then show me the final design. Talk about someone who is not getting any visitors to their website and what did you do for their SEO? Maybe you used Yoast or Rank Math. What did you do about the keywords? Did you use SEMrush to help yourselves out with research? Now, some people will say, but do I really want to tell people what I was using? Do I really want to tell someone I went and used SEMrush to go and get my facts and whatever? Well, why not? It's really good to actually show off what you're using and not be afraid of doing that. Share across any projects that you're working on that have achieved great results for your clients. And when you do that, put your clients' details in there as well. Tag them. They'll like it. And there's a higher chance that people that know them might see it as well. But don't just share the good stuff. Share the bad as well. Share the pain. Maybe you were working with a particular plugin or a host provider and you had a bad experience. Write about it. I mean, don't do a rant. Don't become all political and start saying, I really hate this company and this plugin was atrocious. Try and be diplomatic about it, but share the pain as well. Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to say something that someone does not agree with and they might challenge you on it. Again, be diplomatic, but start a conversation. Many times I have put out there what plugins I don't like using and some people attack me for it. But if you're very careful on how you come across, it will demonstrate that you know what you're talking about. This is one of the ones I actually love the most, okay? If you are a web designer and you're building websites for e-commerce or dentistry or landscapers or solicitors, you know, or financial accountants or anything like that, go to LinkedIn, do a search for solicitors or barristers, then just connect with them. Do not send them a private message. Now, this is where Nicole might disagree with me, but don't send them a private message. Don't say, hey, you want a website built? Just connect. And once you're connected with them, you will see them regularly posting every now and again. And you're going to get to see if there are certain groups that they post in. Once you know what those groups are, you connect and join those groups as well. Because if you are deadly serious about building websites for solicitors or barristers, you should know your stuff. You should be able to join in a conversation about conveyancy law or negligence or criminal law or anything like that. And what you do is you start joining in those conversations. You start to engage within that group. And if you notice the people you're connected with that you would love to work with, maybe one day in the future, if you notice that they're commenting on other people's posts, you go and comment on them as well. Because the secret is to always be in their timeline so they always see you. And that's what we're getting onto at the moment. If you only post on LinkedIn, say once a week, people will forget about you. If you post every day, they're going to start to recognize you. They're going to start to remember you. How many times have you gone onto Twitter or anywhere else and you see the odd post by someone? Do you even remember what they posted the week before? Whereas there will be some people that post regularly every day, 5 or 10 times a day, and you get to notice their story. You start to follow them a bit more. You take a bit of interest in them. One of the tricks also to staying in their timeline is if they haven't posted in a long while and you got nothing to comment on, what you can do is actually go and congratulate them whenever they've changed jobs. Let me just show you what I'm talking about on that. If I go over to LinkedIn here, okay, and this is the LinkedIn profile. If I go to my network, there will be a section down here called celebrations. If anyone has had like a job change, just go and hit like. You don't even have to hit comment, just hit like. If anyone has had a work anniversary, just go and say like. Doing simple stuff like that is going to keep you in their timeline. So again, they're going to start to associate you as someone who's actually quite friendly. I've already mentioned about trust. Be prepared to help people out. I was building websites. We had an agency, but not a lot of people on Facebook or YouTube or even LinkedIn and Twitter really knew me or associated me with websites. They knew me for my health analytical work in the NHS or for creative writing, sci-fi fictional books. They knew me for that. But what I did was about 3 years ago, I went and joined the Elementor Facebook group and WordPress groups and others. And regularly I was giving out free advice. Someone's having a problem with how to build something. Okay, this is how I would approach it. They were struggling with plugins. Have you tried XYZ? And the more free advice you give, the more people start to trust you, the more they can see you know what you're talking about. It's really easy when someone says, I don't understand CSS grid, to kind of go, well, do you really call yourself a WordPress developer or designer? I want to build an e-commerce website. What do I do? Oh, you should be using WooCommerce. How do you not know that? That's not the way to do it. Try and be friendly and show off your expertise, because the more you do that, the more people will start to understand what they can get out of you.
If you enjoyed this video and want more actionable strategies to grow your business, then you have to check out our new playlist, Tips for Agency Growth. It's filled with previous Web Agency Summit talks and actionable tips you can implement right away. My name is Atarim, and I'll catch you in the next one.